Welcome to the Breve Music Podcast. I'm your host, Jermaine Harris. Spotify is raising their prices again. Their solo plan is increasing by $1 a month, their duo plan is increasing by $2, and their family plan is increasing by $3 per month. Of course, I'd rather that they didn't keep raising prices, but in the long term, I hope that these price increases lead to more money coming in for writers, artists, and music rights holders. An interesting discussion point that I came across recently is this notion that Spotify is trying to cut its costs by any means necessary. If Spotify is able to keep a larger share of their income, then obviously they can use that money to invest back in the company more and grow their business. But on the flip side, that just means that artists are going to be making less money from Spotify. So it's kind of a catch-22 because historically, Spotify has been losing a lot of money every year. So if they can turn things around consistently and become profitable, which means people could use Spotify for years to come. But at some point, if the artists who are actually releasing their music on Spotify aren't able to afford to keep creating music because they're not getting paid out enough, then Spotify won't have as strong of a reason to exist in the first place. This does make me wonder if there will be any shift toward exclusivity for artists where you may only publish your music to Spotify or Apple Music or some other place, either indefinitely or for some specific period of time, which will, in some sense, turn streaming services into something more like record labels where you have to work with them exclusively for a while. I also wonder if and when podcasts and audiobooks will become more easily monetized for smaller creators. You may already have to buy certain audiobooks on Spotify, and obviously some part of that cost should go toward the people that actually publish the book. But for podcasts, if you don't know, we don't get paid any royalties. We may get sponsorships or include ads in our episodes, but we don't receive any sort of royalty when people listen to our episodes. So for a service like Spotify who's trying to cut costs, it makes sense for them to promote podcasts more since they can still collect the money every month, but they won't need to pay out some sort of royalty per stream.